Welcome so much to Monday Motivation, where we take a look at our energy and what we can focus on today and for the rest of the week to make those small incremental changes and adjustments to how we show up in the world and how we show up for our vessel, our cellular body and our energetic body and our mental body, and which all brings in together the physical and the emotional body. It all then becomes one big whole cohesive unit. But what I've learned with my years and years of study and personal experience is that if I can get you to focus on your mental body and your energetic body, then the physical and the emotional body is right on board, right with it, because that's our fast track. And we've been discussing over the last couple of weeks and revisiting the three basic foundational principles of the BlissBE method. My name is Deborah O'Neill. I'm the CEO and founder of BlissBE.ME. BlissBE.ME, M-E. It's on all the social media, integrative holistic health. And what I focus on is advanced integrative energy, healing. I'm a certified practitioner working with trauma and addiction, but most importantly, the biofield. Our thoughts are not all in this little box in our forehead here. Our thoughts are in, our thoughts are in our field of energy. And we've talked about the 7 major dynamic energy centers. They're vortices on the front and the back parts of our body. They start down in our root chakra, down in the perineum area below, sort of where the vortex is in between your legs, and then come up just above that to our second chakra. And then comes up into our belly button area. And just above that is our third chakra area. And then into our heart, one of our biggest, largest, strongest energy centers is our heart, our fourth chakra. Our fifth chakra comes into the base of our throat, our voice. Our ego, our divine will, or thy will, comes up into our sixth chakra, into the center, just sitting on top of that little pine cone of the pineal gland, and that is called our sixth chakra. And our seventh chakra is our transcendence. That's our ID point. That's our connection to our higher intelligence, our higher self, God, creator, source, energy, our future self, the place of many, many names. But today is a really important day because I want to take it to what is one of our third principles with the BlissBE method. So we've gone from grounding and centering and aligning with our body, connecting the two energy forces in which keep us here on earth and give us safety, security, confidence, our self-esteem, our love, our voice. It gives us everything as we center through all these energy centers and offers us clarity and intuition and connection to both places, both the electromagnetic and the electro field and the magnetic field. So that's what we can connect to there. When we went into regulating with our nervous systems, that was last week. Very, very important. And this week we're coming into the breath, the deep diaphragmatic breath. Now we all breathe, like that's autonomic. That's an automatic system. We all breathe. But the difficulty and the mistake is that we're breathing into a chest breath. Most commonly in this society, and especially in this environment that we're living in, and especially in Canada today, or in British Columbia, where they've mandated this divisiveness. So if you're, if you haven't had that thing that goes in your arm, it will, that you're not allowed anywhere except in essential services. So we'll see how that rolls out. But, I, for one, whether you're vaxxed or not, or whether you have this thing in your arm or not, we are all pretty much in the same boat with our rights for freedom, I believe. I don't care who you are, you have a right for freedom. And freedom does include being able to, the same freedoms as everybody else. But so in that, it's really important that we pay attention to where our breath is this week, and what the collective is feeling, because we absorb what the collective is feeling. It comes into our energy field. There's a universal energy field. There's also a family field. So it's really important that we master, and this is about mastering yourself, that we master our breath. And It's often called a complete yogic breath, or it can be called a deep diaphragmatic breath. Or when I took classes as an energy practitioner at Langara College, they referred to it as a four-pointed breath. So there's so many different names for it. And the reason why it's termed a four-pointed breath, and then for educational purposes, I'm going to use that term because to me, it makes more logical sense. And I want you to be able to understand it in the best way possible. So once we learn the breath, then we're going to go into just a 2-minute reflection with that breath, and sort of a mindfulness, cusping on a meditation, because we can't just jump into meditation. Meditation is like, oh man, I'm so upset, I'm going to sit down and meditate. No, the first thing that we do is we ground, we center on a line, we regulate our nervous system, we engage our breath, and then we meditate. Then we have a better opportunity to have success meditating. So our four-pointed breath, I'm going to stand up and show you, is it starts with down by our root chakra that we just discussed. So it's down into our lower abdomen. So it's below the belly button. So you're going to feel this expansion down in this lower belly button area. And then we're going to breathe up into the second and third chakra, up into here, and a bit into the fourth as we call in some expansion. So we're going 1, 2, 3, and then we call in the expansion in our side ribs. And we're working with the diaphragm, which sits right here. So when we breathe and we expand, it's flattening. And when we relax and release, it comes up. So you can almost call in, that's one of the largest muscles, or it is the largest muscle in our body, is the diaphragm. And we're working with flattening it and relaxing it, flattening it and relaxing it. And the way that we do that is to breathe to lower, mid, and then where the diaphragm is. And then, but you're going to feel it on your side ribs. Often I say to my clients, if you're having a really difficult time, what I learned actually from one of my yoga teachers was to put in a thicker elastic band, like you can buy the packages of elastic, and just tie it around loose, like so that it stays, and allow yourself to focus on that during the day or the week or however long that you want to put that there to remind you to flatten that diaphragm. Flatten that diaphragm. So let's try it. Stand up again. So it's breathing down here. Breathe. And see if you can feel your tummy expanding. Your hand will actually move out, so you want to, and you can exaggerate it in the beginning if you like. And breathe out. And you can use an open mouth, or you can go through your nose. The objective is to breathe in and out of the nose. But this is, for many of you may be your first time. So just breathe into your lower abdomen. And open mouth. And that's another way to encourage a deeper breath, is to breathe fully out. So breathe in. And we're going to breathe out fully. All the way. Now that gets out all the stale CO2, but it also allows you to take a deeper breath. So we're breathing down into the lower abdomen. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 4. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Expand. 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Expand. 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. How was that? How was that breath? I'd love for you to leave me a message and let me know how that breath was. And we'll keep doing that. Often when I sit down to do some work, I make sure that I've engaged that breathing. When I'm driving, I make sure that I've engaged that breathing. When I'm washing dishes, when I'm doing a task, I tap in to make sure that I'm breathing that way as many times as I can in a day to create that habit. And now it's much, much easier to know that I'm breathing in this breath. But one simple thing can turn that breath into a chest breath. When that chest breath becomes engaged, that is our sympathetic nervous system. That is our fight, flight, freeze. All the body is going on board because there's a threat and it's putting you into survival mode. There is no way that you can have clear thinking. There's no way that you can have maybe perhaps the truth of a response coming out of your mouth or an action coming out of your physicality. It is all systems on board for survival. So when we do that, when we do our grounding and centering and aligning every day, that allows us to set our intention. It pulls in all our energy so that we're starting with our full container of energy in the beginning of the day. It activates our energy centers. If we get a trigger during the day, we can come into regulating. If we just notice that something's not right in our world, we can go into regulating. Both of those are starting to bring in the proper breathing. But now, once we've got all that engaged, we can ensure that we've got the proper breathing by breathing more easily into our deep abdomen area, our deep diaphragmatic breath. That breath, if you may have noticed, when we go into the expansion area is where our spleen is, our pancreas, our liver is. It's where our kidneys are. It's one of our major sort of areas in our body where our major organs are. It's also working with all our reproductive areas as well. It's got our small intestine, our large intestine, our stomach. We're massaging and offering all that oxygenation down into those areas. When we're grounding and centering and aligning, when we're regulating, we're bringing that full body breath into our body. I always say our toes need as much oxygen as our nose. So we need to know that we're with our nose, that we are breathing to our toes as well. This deep diaphragmatic breath keeps us in that parasympathetic nervous system, the same one that our regulating takes us into in that 90-second jump, the same one that we engage when we turn on all our sensories and breathe down into the central core of the earth and draw up that energy up through our entire body. We're engaging that full breath again into the full body and taking that and taking our clarity up into the upper intelligence, the upper realms, like I said, the place of many names. I hope you find this helpful today. If you need any help, please know that I am 100% here to support you. I'm here because I care and I love you. I want the best and greatest life for you. I want bliss in your life. Bliss is a plethora of different names. I have a beautiful word cloud that I've created of the meaning of bliss. But everybody says, what is bliss? Well, bliss is joy. And it's one of the first things my clients come in and say, I'm like, what is it that you want? What is it that you want? Turn on your critical thinking. What is important to you right now? You want peace, you want joy. You want to release yourself from these vicarious triggers and traumas that we've been experiencing watching the news, listening to the radio, and seeing what different folks are going through and experiencing in their own perception, their very own individual perception of what is going on in the world right now. So my name's Deborah O'Neill. Please check me out, www.BlissBE.ME. Go to my website. It shows you exactly what I do in a one-to-one basis with you. And I would love to share that with you. And also get on the wait list. 2022, I've got this fabulous BlissBE.METHOD and that we work with individually and into individual treatments. But I've created a fast track, a 90-day program that I'm going to launch where you focus on you. You make an investment and a commitment in you. And we have 90 days where we amplify and ascend. And that's going to rock your world. Absolutely. Launching your rockets of desire. Take care. See you next Monday. I love you. Make it a great week. Make it a great day. Engage your deep diaphragmatic breath. You won't be sorry. Your body will love you for it.